As Libyan leader Muammar Qaddafi faces an arrest warrant and rebel forces claim that they're gaining ground in western Libya, a government spokesman says Qaddafi is in high spirits and his propaganda campaign shows no sign of slowing down either. CBS News correspondent Pizzey reports from Tripoli.
Some Libyans might be forgiven for seeing this military show as a version of the band on the deck of the Titanic, but it's not a suggestion any of them would make out loud. Anything other than the official line is dangerous to the point of unthinkable in a place where one imperative fits all. The kind of youthful zeal that in the U.S. might be generated by a high school football game comes out as revolutionary slogans. In Libya, the home team is Muammar Qaddafi. There is almost nothing here that can't be used to promote the man known as the brother leader. Children's art, intended to reflect the trauma of war, focuses on the regime's overriding themes. The rebels are rats, Western leaders are bad, NATO kills children. No hard evidence of child victims of NATO airstrikes has been presented, but the line between hard military targets and civilians is perilously thin, and in many cases, a mistake of 100 yards or so could hand the regime a massive propaganda boost. St. Mark's Orthodox Church, one of the few Christian places of worship in Tripoli, is right next to an army base that was a recent target of a NATO airstrike. The only damage to the church was broken windows. The priest's 9-year-old daughter, Mura, said she held her parents' hand when it happened.
They was not afraid because they know that nothing will happen and God will be with us. But I was afraid.
Some parents, on the other hand, are willing to use their children as propaganda props that lend new meaning to irresponsible. That's not to say children here are completely robbed of innocence. In fact, many aspects of daily life remain surprisingly normal under the circumstances. There is a looming threat of food shortages, but markets are still redolent with the mingled sense of fruit, spices and vegetables on open and riotous display. The trick is to go about your own business and mind your own business, because the state makes it their business to know what everyone is doing. Anyone in this street could be an informer, a secret policeman. This is a place where no one can ever be sure they aren't being watched or listened to. A society where having an opinion isn't a right, it's a danger. According to Human Rights Watch, the number of people detained, tortured, killed, and disappeared during Qaddafi's 41-year rule is easily in the thousands. Intimidation is state policy. Regular displays like this outside the main gates of the hotel where journalists must stay are presented as victory celebrations. But the location conveys an unmistakable message: you're at our mercy. The present crisis has subsumed the fact that Libya is steeped in history, conquest and pillage. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius built this arch in the 2nd century. Leptis Magna is the finest example of Roman ruins in North Africa. In World War II, massive tank battles between Allied and German armies drenched the desert sand in blood. And the sand still holds dangers. The official version of this hole is that it's an unexploded bomb dropped by NATO, which begs the question of why children are around. It says much about Qaddafi's Libya today. Pizzey, CBS News, Tripoli.